from the tap to tales galore. Oh, taste of stories, spinning yeast and grain. Mr. B goes round the world again. So if you like, then stick around. Cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.
Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a video I've been wanting to do for a while. I've been putting it off, but now, well, as you can see, there's no Guinness on here. I don't think Guinness needs to be on here because this video is about alternative nitro beers which you can buy, especially when we've got a shortage of Guinness in the UK, probably more than just the UK, but my supermarkets near me, there's no Guinness available in can. You can buy Guinness Zero if you want that, but the Guinness is not available. So I've been wanting to do this. It's going to be a blind tasting, and Mrs. B is going to help out. So Mrs. B is going to take the cans and she's going to pour them for me. And it's all about alternatives. It's not about, it's personal, it's subjective. It's which one do I think is the best from a blind tasting. So what we've got here, we have got the Brewdog, we've got Forged, we've got the Anspach Porter. They're all porters because that's a separate video, but they all started off as a porter. We've got Camden Stout and we've got O'Hara's Irish Stout. They're all pretty much around the same ABV as well. We've got 4.3. Camden is coming in at, where's it say on here, 4. Then we've got Anspach coming in at 4.4. Forged is coming in at, ooh, let me see, I should have looked at this before, trying to find ABVs on 4.2. And then we've got 4.1 for Brewdog. So the ABVs so similar. So Mrs. B will take these, I'll pass these to Mrs. B. She'll do the pour and she'll pass me one drink. I'll have a taste and stuff. Then we'll do another one. I'm not going to do them all at the same time because if you had 5 nitro beers here, they're going to start dying off, and I don't want that to happen. So nitro. So why is Guinness not here? So Guinness is not here because of the shortage. But I need to give Guinness a massive shout out because they was the first brewery to introduce nitro beers in 1959, and let me get the name of the person. It was a brewer called Michael Ash, and he created the easy serve system for nitro. And what nitro does, it is a percentage of nitro gas that goes in, and it either replaces all CO2 or part of the CO2, and it makes for a fuller, creamier palate on the beer, smoother. So that's the idea of the nitro. It's just a serve. And you've also got Boddingtons who still do it, I think, and they did do it. And there's other Irish stouts out there that do it, and there's other beers out there that do it. And it just gives you that full, creamy, soft palate because of them small bubbles from the nitro, and you can actually do it on homebrew. So I may look into that. So Guinness, like I say, shout out to them. That beer is huge across the world for a reason. My preference is the bottle Guinness. I think it's got a lot more flavour, but I understand why people go for the smooth nitro Guinness. So what have Guinness done? Well, they've introduced us to nitro beer. They've introduced the widget, which I think maybe Camden Stout. I don't know how many of these have got widgets in, but I'm sure Camden Stout's got a widget in there. They did the Nitro Surge, and they also did the micro draft system as well. So all that will be up on the screen as I'm talking, so you can see that. So let's crack on. Let's get Mrs. B to pour these, and then I can blind taste what's going on. So I'm going to pass them back to Mrs. B. We'll have a cut, and I'll be back. Whilst Mrs. B is pouring them, I can say that out of them beers, I've had the Brewdog, I've not had the Anspach, I've not had the Camden, I've not had the O'Hara's, and what was the other one? There was another one. Forged. I've not had Forged. So these 4 beers out of the 5 I've not had before. So I'm going to try and, which one? I'm going to put them in an order, my favourite to least favourite. I'm also going to try and challenge myself, see if I can pull out that Anspach Porter. Porters basically, Porters turned into Stout Porter. It was a stronger Porter. Then Guinness went away and their Porter turned into name into Stout. They sort of went with like Stouts had started to have a bit more body in a porter. Porter's a little bit more easy to drink. And then more modern, the porters had less of the roasted barley, more chocolate malts in them. So you got more chocolate note on the palate, and the stouts would have a more roastiness on the palate. So they're, you know, slight differences between a porter, but to be honest, they're all very much in the same sort of ballpark. And these are going to be in the same ballpark, so I'll be amazed if I can pull out the ball. That's like a bonus challenge to myself, to see, and it's just really to see which one I prefer. Now I'm just chatting because Mrs. B will be pouring away. I've not heard the crack of a can yet, or have I? Have I heard the crack of a can?
No.
No, I've not heard the crack of a can. She must be doing something. So hopefully the video's going to come up of Mrs. B doing her little bit to show you how she's going to keep track and tab. I just heard a crack of a can then, or did she drop a can? I don't know what happened. What happened then? that was a can cracking. That must have been the nitro I heard. It sounded like she dropped the can. So she's pouring that first one for me now. You know what it is. I haven't got a clue what it is. I'm just waiting in anticipation. I do apologise because this could be a long video as well. But it's the sort of thing I want to do. It's obviously my homebrew videos and some interesting videos, and there's going to be beer reviews again. But this is just one I've been waiting for. So let's see. So here we go. So I haven't got a clue which one that is. So we've got it. We have gone for some similar glasses. This is the Guinness, the Island rugby glass. So I'm just going to let that settle. That looks fantastic anyway. You know, if I wasn't mistaken, it looks like a Guinness to me. You know, this is what I'm saying. This is alternatives to Nitro's beers for everyone. If you can't get hold of a Guinness at the moment, can you get hold of one of these? I can see a nice red hue at the bottom. So no idea at this stage. I have absolutely no idea. Let's go for it. Very, very little on the aroma. Just a slight roastiness there. Is it a roastiness that? I wouldn't even say it's a roastiness. It's got a very, very little aroma. Okay, may as well just get into this one. It's light-bodied. It is 100% light-bodied. Very similar to Guinness, that. Very similar. A little bit of roastiness now coming through. Not massive flavours on the palate, if I'm honest. Not massive. Crack on with the next one, Mrs. B.
I am doing.
Because that's got very similar notes to a Guinness. Very smooth, easy drinking, very light on the palate. Guinness Nitro, you know, it's got that little bit of roastiness there. Nothing shouting out to me at all about flavour. There's not a lot of flavour. There goes that Nitro can again. So this is the Irish glass. Easy drinking. Yeah, you don't have to think about it. So I don't know which one that is, but it just reminds me of a Guinness. It's very, very similar to Guinness. I can't wait to find out what these are, because like I said, I've only had 1 out of the 5 of these. But that's just reminding me of Guinness on the palate. There's not a massive amount of flavour. I don't think tasting it's not something I'd buy again. Oh, this one's not had. This one hasn't had as much of a surge come up. You know, what's the name? I can't even remember the name when it comes. Cascading. Not much of a cascade on that. Again, it just looks like a Guinness. It's in a Guinness glass. We've got the Welsh rugby one this time. Yeah, I can definitely see through this one. There's definitely red hues going on down there, which Guinness is actually red anyway, believe it or not. Aroma. You pulling my leg? Oh, it's on my nose. First one's got a little bit more aroma than this one, if I'm honest with you. It's like I'm just gone nose blind on the aroma. Okay, nothing again. Cheers. This is interesting because nothing is. I'm spoilt with good stouts. A little bit drying, a little bit of you know, flavour, just about there. Very smooth, creamy, both of them are. This is straight away with 2, it's difficult. It's very Guinness-esque. It's got a little bit of there's a tad little bitterness there I'm not a fan of. Doesn't feel like a nice bitterness, but you know, yeah. Are you ready with the next one?
Yeah, can be.
Yeah, that hasn't overwhelmed me at all, that one. It's just very blah, you know. I'm trying to say alternatives to Guinness. Well, these are very similar to Nitro Guinness to me. My opinion, I don't think you're going to go too far. If you like a Guinness, you're going to like these two. There's not a lot going on. And that's the aim, isn't it? That's what these breweries are trying to do. Guinness is huge in Nitro. And to me, without having a Guinness here, they're cracking it. They are doing a good job because it's very, very similar. It's just not for my palate. This one. So this is in the Boddington's glass. That's got a darker looking head. It's got some cascade going on. Yeah, the Boddington's glass, because it's a Nitro, I thought let's use the 2 Boddington glasses as well because I haven't got 5 Guinness glasses. So aroma. Oh, this has got more about it. Okay, it's like coffee chocolate note there. That's nice. The aroma's nice, and the aroma's better than the first 2. Okay, cheers. That's better. There's flavour. Now, you've got maltiness there. You've got coffee, chocolate going on there. There's a little hop note going on, which is nice. That is in the front. That's leading. Whatever that is. That's leading. I'd even go, at the moment, I'm thinking that's the porter. I'm going to push it forward because it tastes more like a porter. It's got that bit of flavour. There's hardly any roasted malt notes. That's lovely. Okay, number 4. There it goes, number 4 being cracked. You'll see that. So yeah, that is way ahead of these two. These two, I'm still very, very watery. I know they're all around the same percentage, but them two are nearly identical. This one's standing out now. I haven't got a clue what it is. I haven't got a clue. But I did see when I did the Brewdog versus the Guinness, I like the flavours of the Brewdog compared to the Guinness. I'm wondering if that's Brewdog. I don't know. At the moment I'm sticking with porter. Okay, so this one looks very similar to that one. That's throwing me now. So these last two are very similar looking. It can't be the glass that's doing that. Again, it's got the same sort of colour, just tan head. It's got a nice note again. Yeah, again, I'm getting a bit of coffeeness there. Coffeeness, is that a word? A bit of coffee. Slightly less aroma than that one. Okay, cheers, let's go for it again. Well, that's nice as well. See that? Oh, they're so close now. They're so close. I'm picking up some caramel notes in that one. So them are really close. Them two are my favourite. They're going to push it. So they've pushed these to the back. These two are leading. And I'm going to have to go back into them two to see which one I prefer and see if one of them's a porter. Because it's just, like I say, the roastiness is pulled right back, which would say porter to me. And I've probably got this absolutely wrong. And you know by now, you can be sat there laughing at me because it's likely I've got these wrong. So the last one, bit of gas coming through that nitro, still gets you. So Mrs. B, you're pouring the last one for me. You can bring the cans back as well in a minute, because I'm going to try and, I don't know, I'm going to try and guess, because they're all so similar. They're similar, they're similar. What's number 5 going to be like? Number 5 has got a huge cascade. Wow. That is very Guinness-esque cascade. But again, it's got a lovely, it's very similar to these in the head. And now look, I'm having to wait for that. So that's got, for me, that's got the best nitro. That's worked best on nitro. They seem to have ticked that box very much like Guinness, where the others, the nitro calmed down a lot quicker. This is lasting like you'd expect a Guinness to last. That's still going now. That's still going. While that's still going, I'm going to go back to number 1. Okay, they feel like they're getting more and more watery as I'm tasting them. Number 2, still got that strange, slight harshness in that one. Back to this one. See, that's nice. This one's leading for me. That one's leading. Now this is calmed right down. Mrs. B's entered the room now. She's watching, she's got her eyes over me, she's laughing. So she obviously knows. Again, they're very subtle. They've all got very subtle. These two had a little bit more aroma than these two. And this one, I'm struggling against getting aroma. Okay, let's go for it. Cheers. It's all over my beard now. I had a really good cascade. It's creamy. They're all creamy. They're all very light bodied. These are quite watery. This has got a little bit more about it than these. But for me, flavour wise, it's not touching these two. So I'm going to go.
Do you want me to bring the cans?
Well, I'm going to put my least favourite. So my least favourite is the Welsh one. So that's number 2. Yeah, you keep count. Number 2 is my least favourite.
Yeah.
Number 1, second least favourite. Number 5 is in the middle, slap bang in the middle. Number 3 is going to number 1, and number 4 is going to number 2. Now, I've got to try. If you pass me the cans, I'll try and guess what's going on here. Oh. Don't know now. You see, these two I'm going back and forth with. Really am, as that's warmed up slightly now. I'm getting a little bit of fruity berry note. Ah, they are so close. They are so close. Right, I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm just going to go. What? I'm going to look at the ABVs again, because maybe Camden. Oh, number that one there. I've got a feel. I don't know why. Probably could be totally wrong. I'm just thinking of the flavour. There was just a little bit of something about it. I watch it be my favourite one. I've forgotten the ABV on this. Forge was 4.2. Anspach was 4.4. I'm going to go Forged, O'Hara. Ooh. These two are the ones I'm really, because they are very similar, and that's my guess. That's my order. My favourite. Well, that's what. We'll put the cans the right way round. So that's my favourite. So first of all, have I got any of them right? Is there any right?
One.
I've got 1 out of 5 right.
What's behind O'Hara's then?
What's behind O'Hara's?
What glass?
It's a England. Well, you need to tell me.
2.
I've got 2 right. 2 out of 5.
2.
It's not bad. 2 out of 5. Right, go on. Which ones have I got right? So I've got O'Hara's right.
O'Hara's right.
So that's slap bang in the middle for me.
Right. So what have you got there?
Camden.
The Welsh Rugby.
Welsh Rugby I've got as Camden, but what is it?
Oh yeah, sorry, he had that one right as well.
Oh, got that right. Yeah. Okay. I've got Forged as Ireland. Nope. Okay, so what is it?
Brewdog.
Brewdog, okay. Right, and I'm then going to say, see, that was okay. If that's, well, you tell me, which one's what there?
So, Forged is in the body's glass without the asterisk.
That one?
Yeah. And then Anspach with.
So I was right, I got the porter as well. I said that tasted like a porter, and that's my favourite one out of the 5. So, how many, I don't even know how many I got. How many did I get right now?
3.
3 out of 5. That's not bad, is it? Not bad. I'm up. I'm happy with that. I mean, to be honest, was it them 2 I got wrong? Yeah. Well, watery, and it had this strange, harsh bitterness to it. You've not tasted them, have you? This one, watery, but like I said, if you put it up against Guinness, it's very similar. This one had really good nitro surge. This is the O'Hara's Irish Stout, 4.3, craft brewed in Ireland, full of gas now. Then Forged, that was decent enough. That's up there, but this one just took it for me. Anspach and Hobday, London Black, Independent, Nitro Porter. So the Porter came out top of the Nitro beers for me. The Camden Stout, it's stout smooth. Definitely my least favourite. Very watery, and just this strange harshness at the end of the palate. It does tell you here the actual malts: Pilsner, roast barley, chocolate, and Cara. And it's got Idaho Gem, Pacific Gem, Challenger hops. Don't know if Brewdog tell you anything. More than likely not. But yeah, there we go. So there is alternatives to Guinness. They're all equal and very similar to Guinness. This one does stand out. This one is a close second. It really is. The Forged, for me, that's got more flavour. Them 2 had more flavour than these 3. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've had any of these. What am I totally wrong in your opinion? Am I getting this totally wrong? It is subjective. It's just a preference. You've seen it's blind tasted. I don't know, but I'm glad I've actually pulled out the little independent brewer. And maybe O'Hara's are quite a small independent brewer, and they've gone slap bang in the middle. And then you've got Brewdog in Camden sat at this end. I don't know, and I'm not going to talk anything about Forged because, yeah, less said about Forged, the better the background story with that one and what's gone on with the guy. I can't even remember his name. I know that, yeah, less said about that the better for me. I'm not going to get involved in that. So there we go. Anspach Hobday, London Black, Independent Nitro Porter. The writing is tiny. I'll have a little read if it's got anything at all about any ingredients. No, that is tiny. Ingredients: water, malted barley, hops, yeast, and it's just crazy small. Inspired by London's brewing heritage, this is a truly sessionable London porter. It is good. Brewed for a smoother mouthfeel, perfectly balanced with cascading notes of coffee and velvety chocolate. I think I said coffee and chocolate, I can't remember now. A beer that champions the rich history and heritage of London's porters and modern independent brewing. The result is London Black, a beer that is easy drinking whilst full of character. yeah, and it was strange that the O'Hara's was the best nitro. That one's got a widget. I thought it might. I'm not too sure how these ones, I have no idea how these work, but that one had a widget. And then you got O'Hara's, yeah, craft brewed in Ireland. That's slap bang in the middle of the road. Is it better than Guinness for me on the flavour? Yes, it is. Are these two very similar? I mean, to be honest, I think I've had a Guinness over the Camden Stout anyway. But yeah, that's it done. So there we go. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. And thank you so much if you've got to the end of this video. And please comment on, you know, which one you prefer out of the 5 nitro beers I've done today. And thank you for Mrs. B for doing that blind tasting for me. I've got to go and sit down now and work my way through 5 nitro beers. 3 of them I'm happy with. 2 of them I'm thinking, oh, that's going to be a struggle. And I don't think Mrs. B's going to help me, are you?
I'll try it.
You'll try it. That means you're not going to help me.
Probably not.
So there you go. Okay, thanks for watching. Cheers, and I'll see you. Oh, let me take these off. On the next one.
So if you like, then stick around. Cheers to the nights we banished all our fears. Mr. B will raise the bar, you bet. With every pint of ale we won't forget.